I've had some call outs today, so that means it's mostly gonna be a monologue for me. So if you happen to listen this stream later on, I recommend you put on some music because I honestly don't have much to talk about. I also don't have a very clear idea for the comic just yet. And I don't even know how to pronounce the English word. The Dutch word is bijaard or carillon. So it might be something in English like carillon. I have no idea. But it's a sort of a bell tower with a lot of smaller bells that people play. So it's not like something you can hold. It has to be in a tower. And I read, let's see, what did they say? At least 23 bells. And the bells are very, very heavy. So apparently the origin can be traced to Belgium, the Netherlands and French Netherlands, 16th century. So it's a Dutch invention. Or at least Dutch-ish invention. Jacob van Eyck was the Dutch person who made it in the modern shape. Decline during the French revolutions. Not that much of a surprise. A lot of things had a decline during the French Revolution. Staying alive was the most important thing back then. There was no time for happiness and cheerfulness because then you were seen as pro-royal. Never knew how to write it, by the way. And nobody knows where the name Bijaard comes from. And check. I think I'm gonna start with this, but it might change later on. This is actually a finger. I believe you have to pull it all, so you can't really call it fingers. So I have to call it hands instead of fingers. As for an update, I received back book 5 Dutch for the hopefully final round of editing. Already managed to edit 4 episodes, 2 a day. If I can keep that up is unclear, mostly because I don't know what the future brings, but also changes in schedules once again. So I guess we'll just see how far that goes. It is expected at the end of the year in December or something like that. So that might still be doable. I'm gonna do my best anyway. And book 6 was expected in the first quarter of 2024, and that might be possible, might be the second quarter, because despite popular belief, editing some books is quite hard. Had some personal issues that took up a lot of time, and changes in schedules on and off. And I'm just tired. I know that sounds weird, but I've been editing 2 to 3 books a year, as well as adding a comic, and I'm tired to keep on working on that pace. But we'll do our best anyway. So first gonna make a sketch. Probably gonna move it a bit higher. So yeah, this might be a very silent one, hence why I said just put on some music. It's a solo stream. Maybe people will watch later on. And what will I do after stream? It depends. I might go spend some time with my family. It's super hot again all of a sudden. Past week was completely rain, and suddenly it's all about sunshine. And I think it should be about here. I mean, last week was a very intense stream. Found some courage to move on again. For those who missed it, the Dutch National Library doesn't want to add my books to their collection because they think people will not be interested in it. Despite that, I have to order once again new stock because I'm being sold out. People are buying my books apparently, but the National Library says, nah, nobody wants to read it. So that was a very emotional day. And that news came a few days after some artist guild told me they didn't want me in their group because I wasn't considered a professional and good enough artist, which still stinks because what the heck makes a professional artist? I mean, I get assignments from banks, for a winery. A local store is a steady client of mine for their press work. I did assignments for a museum. I'm an art teacher. I'm an author. I'm an illustrator. Sure, I haven't been able to turn it into my day job, but if that doesn't make a professional, then what does? Okay, some people are having a lot of fun outside. That should be forbidden. No one is allowed to have fun but me. I don't think people can read this, so let's make this a bit more readable for my off-stream editors. So that leaves me to think about what to do next. I can stop after the stream and do some sketch for a project which is due January 1st. Oh, hydrate. If you're listening to this while it's later, I mean when it's uploaded on YouTube, hydrate, drinking game, hydrate when I hydrate. And I recommend water because water is good for you. Does that mean you are drinking water? Well, I'm drinking syrup. So that's water, diluted syrup. And I always dilute it way more than recommended because I don't really like the very sweet stuff. Oh, here. Last week I did some... I have no idea what I did, by the way, but eventually things just vanished and had to redo things. So the file browser, can I close it like this? Now can I move it? Okay, is it gone now? It looks like I removed the file browser. Good, but I still want my brushes back. Brushes. And you should be docked here. There we go. I forgot to put this in more parts. Because like I said, the older I got, the more I started using guidelines. I believe when this stream is going up, it should be mid or end January. So unless you watch this stream on Twitch, and Twitch has it up for about a week. I have a feeling this image is very imbalanced. Luckily, I can twist my screen because this is well, it's not a tablet. You could compare it with a tablet because that's what people use nowadays, but about 15 years ago people used Cintiq, which is a screen you can draw on. Most people have already moved on to 4 or 5 generations further. I'm still using the either first or second generation, and it's still working fine. I know, knocking on wood, but still no dead pixels. Sure, there's some scratches on the screen because I've never needed to change the nib of my what's it called again? Pen. I still have spare nibs, but I still have no need to wow, short-term memory, to change them. Let's see, how does the hand go? This goes like this, and then it goes like, need some extra sketching. And it needs to be a bit lower, but I think I can manage. Not that long, actually. Should be connected to. These are the complicated poses. I actually wanted to make this comic in English, but couldn't think of a joke except a new joke that I've done in like what was it, comic 12 or something like that people call Nieuwegein also new joke, and that's a very old joke. And if you're listening to this and wondering why there was no cross streams for a few weeks, that was because the furniture was accidentally um, delayed a week. But that happens. So it's supposed to be delivered this week. And then it depends on how fast I can put things away before I can cross stream again. Okay. And this hand should be, let's see, where's the thumb? Thumb should be around here. Hand like this. Arm should end up about here. It actually surprises me how many watch my YouTube streams, actually the recordings of this live streams, how many of them watch them later on. I mean, sure, we're now later in how often I've uploaded it, but I have currently 120 free subscribers. And I'm like, okay, hello, nice to meet you. And even my live streams get about 15 to 20 views right after it gets uploaded. That's a weird face. That's better. So I'll do my best to tell something entertaining. But of course, you can always have your own music on. I'm okay if people mute me. Seriously, if they just want to watch with their own music, I'm fine with that. I don't expect anything of my watchers. Well, I expect them to have a good time. Or do what they want. As long as within law, by the way. You can do whatever you want as long as within law. And it turns out that Dutch law isn't always the same as American law. There was once a video about 10 things that are legal in the USA that were not illegal in the rest of the world, and vice versa. I can't remember the things, by the way, but there were quite some things that were illegal in the USA that aren't legal here. Of course, people immediately shout of the illegal substances. But there's more to the Netherlands than just that. Okay, my flask is in the way. I can't see what I'm drawing. But anyway, as soon as my my new space is done, that doesn't mean the moving is complete, because I still have my studio for a couple of months. But at least the most important thing for that space is done. Most will go to storage eventually. Good evening. But by starting to make my new miniature studio, I won't have to interrupt the lessons. Because if you interrupt lessons, then there's a big chance people won't return, because then they found other things to do. Plus, teaching is relaxing for me, so. And of course, it's quite a lot of work to redo an entire studio and moving another studio and still find ways to do it on your own and relax. So that's why we started very, very early. That means that people will have the least inconvenience. A funky avatar? Is there somewhere an avatar? Or are you talking about the VTuber? Is she misbehaving? I mean, I focus at my screen, so I don't really see what they are doing. My avatar is the same as always. I mean, I haven't been able to change it just yet. Oh, my VTuber my VTuber goes wonky all the time. It's probably because I'm working with a webcam instead of one of those infrared things. Oh, wrong layer. Yeah, same question for me. How are you doing? And considering we're having a full house right now. Yeah, how was Abanai? And did you go in cosplay or did you go in kick? And was it hot? Indeed, was it crowded? Because from what I've seen, it was quite crowded. I believe the temperature was nice this weekend. It was not as hot as yesterday. I always have respect for people who go in full cosplay or kick in the heat. No, they can take care of themselves, but I'm easily worried about other people. I'm getting a message from somewhere. One of my fingers blinging. What is blinging? You are blinging. Yeah. And you're work related, and work starts again tomorrow. Not today. Today we're having fun. Did you get positive response on your kick costume? Oh, that's a very wonky book. It is soft cover, hence why the floppy cover. Oh, stuffy heat. Oh, humid. Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out how to draw a hand. Thumbs should be to the outside. Actually drawing this, but then backwards. So thumb should be here. Let's see if I can find a reference. Oh, well, that is pretty much the example I'm looking for. Doesn't help if you hide it behind your menu. So you need to draw something like this. And then the finger goes up and goes back. Then you have a bit of a space open. Goes in, and there's the littlest finger, bit of finger you can see over here. It's very weird still. Let's see if I can find another reference that might have more of the same position. I think I need to redo this. It's a nice try, but isn't really working out the way I planned it. So what if I just draw the hand, finger like this, always the second finger open for some odd reason, and then the third one closes again. Then we have it like this, and it goes to the hand. Okay, now it needs to go up, apparently, somewhere like this. And now we have to hold the book. And the book needs to be about here. Spine. Leave our side of the cover over here. And then the other part over here. Well, at least thanks to the penny, I keep on learning new things. Today I learned things about bijaarden or carillons. And I still don't know how to pronounce it in English. Because it's a French word. I need some extra guidelines here. Still a worried face. That's better. I never use this this face, and now I use it twice in the same comic. But anyway, by the time this video goes up, unless people watch it on Twitch in the week it's still online, because Twitch deletes it after a week, my project starting January 1st is quite on its way. While it will be uploading on YouTube, I will do some extra scheduling, making lots of sketches because sketches can be processed quite easily. And technically I like sketching. I'm not really that fan of finished art, so it's from throwing two birds with one stone. Probably gonna need to delete part of this image afterwards anyway, because of overlapping. But that's why you have the eraser tool. And I already figured, considering how fast things go, that I might do extra bonus releases in between. But those bonus releases will be irregular. But currently my goal is to have a release every week. A freebie once a month and paid optionals 3 times a month. I did think about 2 freebies a month, but that would be quite a lot actually. I mean, people would get 12 art pieces for free in a year. That's already quite a lot. And to up it to 24, in Dutch we would say you would be shooting in your own foot. I'm sketching on the wrong layer and drawing on the wrong layer again. Oh boy. But considering this is an easy fix. This is an easy fix. I'm saved. You need to be hidden. There you go. I already wondered why I was seeing blue on the wrong lines. Still have an illusion of blue, but oh, it needs to get at least some narrower because Okay, people are fighting outside again, screaming. Because apparently that's normal at the end of the summer. You start fighting with each other. Right, hydrate time. My ears start hurting. Most of the time when my ears start hurting, there's a change of weather. But I don't think there's thunder on this way. But it could be. If it does start to thunder in a couple of hours, I at least can say, told you so. But I don't think this is thundering weather. Okay, let's see how this looks without the sketch. And lock the layer so I can't accidentally color in it. Probably gonna need some hand erasing, but hand erasing is fine. Usually it's hand coloring, but now it's hand erasing. Oh, this hot weather is making me so tired. That's a line that shouldn't be there. That was a sketch line. Lock it again. Tolerance is too low. That's why I'm having some difficulty with the gaps. Which means lots of hand coloring. Maybe somewhere in the world there's a school and that uses my comics for group conversations as introductions for things they are about to learn. Why are you coloring yourself so super pale? Well, because I am. Despite the summer, I never get a tan. And I just want to show some contrast with Penny, who does get a tan. She gets a tan by sneezing. Or something like that. She gets tanned very easily. Oh, I also got the question if Penny will be included in my project starting January 1st, and yes, she will. But I like lists and orders, so she is most likely going to be at the end of the list. Which is fine, then people have something to look forward to. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, well, then you're in for a surprise. But the short version is, I'm gonna give back to the world. Mostly. I've got a line. Unlock the layer. Add a line. Add a line over here. And the way I'm going to give back things is for a small amount you can make standees, I believe that's they're called, of my art. Sure, you would need to color them yourselves, but a lot of people, the supplies for it shouldn't be that expensive. I mean, I'm currently using acrylic. You just need to look for decent acrylic or be willing to spend quite some layers on it. And I'm going to use my daily sketch list for things, mostly the freebies, namely the Pokemon, but there might also be some paid things for that. I already have a few. I have one for Mermaid. I have something for free for Pride Month, which people can use in a lot of different ways. Well, if it's not what they're looking for, then I do apologize, but it is free. The only thing you're gonna need is a 3D printer. And I know not everyone has a 3D printer. I'm well aware. But 3D printers are getting cheaper. And most people do know someone with a 3D printer nowadays. And sometimes you can print things for a small fee in a library. And my projects, well, depends on how big you print it, but shouldn't be too long. I mean, I believe the current ones I printed were like 2-3 hours. Remember, by the time this video goes up, you can check if I managed to do an upload every week on my Ko-fi, the donation site. Why Ko-fi and not my own site? Space and payment. And if people want to suggest a character, they can do that through a donation. And then I'll put it on my list and do it whenever I feel like it. That's why I'm thinking about perhaps bonus uploads if I finish things in between. Let's do the other book first. And of course, if people ask me to, I can take a few uh, unpainted ones on my stand so people can buy them. Of course, I can also put some printed ones on that are colored, but of course that's a lot more expensive because then you also pay for my time. But no, I will not put licensed characters for sale on the table. If they're freebie online, I won't print them. Because then I would make money out of a licensed character. And you know my rule, I don't make money out of licensed characters. I don't want people doing that to me, so I won't be doing it to them. Some people call me stupid for that because I respect them and they're big enough. Well, why shouldn't I respect them? They own the license. I just don't understand that for people that they say like, yeah, well, they're too big anyway. They won't even notice it. I'm like, yeah, but you don't want it to happen to your work, so why would you do it to someone else? Don't do to others what you don't want to happen to yourself, but then in Dutch and all fancy sounding. And you also have a saying like this in English, but that's even more fancy. I'm not even going to try that. I'm gonna butcher it anyway. But I'm currently still converting old art. Made videos of it, and that will be posted on YouTube because I currently can't stream because, well, it already was a messy mess, but now it's an immensely messy mess. And hopefully, after the arrival of the new furniture, I can clean it up and reach my 3D printer again. And of course, I can't print every day. That's why I set a release for January. So it gives me time to make a little bit of stock. And preparing art doesn't take too long. It's just the testing and the printing that takes a lot of time and energy. And I mean, with energy, I mean the use of electricity. And you have to be at home. and I have to be able to get off my place and just run to the printer if something goes wrong. So it's not like I can do it during work. Well, I can sometimes do it, but it depends on my shift. And sometimes I'm gonna keep an eye on it while I'm working in that space, so then I don't have to put a live stream on. Okay, we're almost done and ready for text check. First need to place the text, balloon it up, and then see if I need to change anything. Because it's quite text heavy this time. Okay, this is the first one. It's gonna be a double layer one. And then I need to go to this. Okay, thank you. But first this one, then this one. Save. Already found a typo. And this needs to be slightly smaller so it fits better. And let's see if I can make this fit slightly better. I believe 3.5 is the lowest, so it's just the balloon tail is way too big. Oh, wait. Yes, yes. Then we go this way. This needs to be slightly smaller. Again, it's a very text heavy comic. Second layer. I think this balloon needs to be slightly bigger, which is fine. Okay, this should be it. No, we're having a small club today. So meanwhile I'll be looking for the text around it. Okay, thank you very much. Where are you? There you are. Where's my text file? My text file is missing. There you are. It's the 15th. Yes. Bijaardiers. Apparently that is correct Dutch, it just doesn't know it. Well, how's this? And let's check if it's Bayard or Bayards. Of ons. I'm checking if I can find an example to know the grammar. I think it's onze. I think ons is old-fashioned. Yes, and carillon is spelled very differently, I found out today. Okay, thank you. If there is a tiny mistake in it, it won't be in the print version anyway, so we can get away with it. I didn't even know we had 2 players. I thought it was all automated. Still, apparently there is a part automated of our Bayard. Our bell house. But people are actually playing it. I thought that the one who played it passed away, but apparently there were 3 people. Okay, so it's 10. So I'm not going to start something new. I'm gonna upload this stream on YouTube. This time I don't have to do any editing, so that goes a lot faster. And then I'll be joining my family and sketch a bit. So I'll be seeing you whenever it's gonna be, at least next Tuesday. So I'll be seeing you. Let's try that fancy thing I did last week. Bye bye. See, I can do a bow. I can't wave because my hands are stuck, but I can bow. Bow. How deep can I bow? About this deep. Bye bye.